Pointers coach Bob Semling. Bob, it's always nice to get a win. We were treated to a great first half, and it got a little bit, I don't know what you want to call it, not as smooth in the second half, but it's a win, and you move forward.
Yeah, we're disappointed with the fact that we never really played good basketball in the second half, and you know, I always just talk to our guys about how that's a lost opportunity. Just like in a practice, if you're not practicing well, you've got to be able to turn that around and fight back, or that's a lost opportunity. And good teams don't lose those opportunities, not many of them. And so, you know, we talked about that. And then, you know, I do have to praise them for the way they started the game, because you can see that they're a capable team. They're guards, they can shoot it, they can score in a hurry. And it was so important for us to get off to a great start defensively and take and eliminate any opportunity of them thinking that they could just, you know, maybe perhaps catch us on a bad night. So I'm certainly glad, Scott, that we have never started a game and played a first half like I told him, I said, that was an Elmhurst game again in the second half. And again, you know, we got to fight human nature. You know, when you get up big and, you know, you kind of go out of character a little bit. You know, you lose that real edge that you've worked so hard to get, and when you lose the edge, it's hard to get it back.
Yeah, there is no on-off switch usually.
No.
You know, and John alluded to that earlier, but you can't turn it on and turn it off usually. You got to try to stay sharp, and human nature, as you said, you know, and you come out and you say, okay, we were up by 28, we're up by 23, would kind of go through the motions. The sad part for me, and I don't mean to be too negative, is the fans that come don't get treated to a complete basketball game, and for those that come on a rare occasion, they're going home not feeling as good as they might have otherwise.
And we talked about that. Scotty will probably share some thoughts that we talked about, because it is really important to us to really give back some good basketball. This community, they've been raised on good basketball, and they appreciate it. And you know, when you play a game like lacrosse and people get on their feet the last minute and give a standing ovation, and because they recognize a sustained effort and good basketball, consistent basketball. And so we talked about that in the locker room, that our fans deserve, you know, better, and we kind of let them down a little bit with that performance in the second half. But you know, we'll learn from this. Again, you know, it's another opportunity for us to really understand, you know, there's such a fine line and between playing good and bad basketball, and we'll learn and we'll grow, and I appreciate you guys, you know, pointing that out, because I don't want any free passes. I as a coach, I want to be held to a higher standard, and I want our fans to hold our program to a higher standard. So,
yeah, but at the same time, Coach, you know, it was Jack Nicklaus that once said, you're exactly what you shoot in the game of golf. There are no ifs. And exactly what you've shot so far in this game of golf is 14 and 1. Yeah. And so, you know, you're allowed to have some bad holes.
Right.
And,
yeah,
and
it happens.
You're still a pretty good basketball team, because there's teams that come out and play a bad half and get blown out of here, and you guys are 14 and 1. So, and you're looking for that 40 minutes of complete package, and that's hard to find, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. And again, you know, my biggest fear, you guys, is when we get up on a team early. We get up 25 points, and we're in a good rhythm, and things are going very well, and we're really, separating from a team, because then the game gets a different feel, and that's hard. It's just, you don't really practice something like that. You don't put, you know, the score 40-20 and then tell you guys to play with a 20-point lead in practice. I mean, you just don't do that. And it's just something that it happens from time to time, and then you just try to learn from it. But usually with a veteran group, if it happens once, like Elmhurst, then you kind of really guard against that happening again.
And you always have to give the other team, you know, their due for hanging in there. But to change this a little bit, I'm still trying to figure out what the interpretation was at the technical foul. Obviously, we failed to have a number in the book, but they allowed 2 free throws. and then they'll play to start. Did they need to have a dead ball to go to live ball before
they did not.
What happened there?
They asked us if we wanted to substitute him at one point. Would we put Dan in? And at that point there would be a technical, and we said, well, we're going to put him in right away. They forgot that we put him in right away, so they didn't realize he was on the floor until their coach pointed out he's in the game, so they had to assess.
So the minute he goes to the desk, live ball or dead ball, the technical should have been assessed.
Right, and he wasn't called into the game, so we pulled him out because we didn't want to get a technical when we had the ball and have to give up the ball, and then they go down and shoot it. And so we said we wanted to wait until we didn't want to lose a possession on it. And I asked them, I said, if we put him in right now on the free throw, we won't lose a possession. They said no. So we put him in, and then they forgot he was in.
Well, they corrected it and got it right.
Yeah.
But I was a little surprised why they delayed that call.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys. I'm just really excited about this young man and that he's back with us. And Scotty, as you can see, and you guys have talked about, he is a ferocious rebounder, and he can change games with his ability to play above the rim, snap rebounds, which leads to our transition game and gets us out running. And then Scott, what I love, Scotty really understood we needed to start the game with some hustle plays, and he got two right off the bat. And I thought that was something that I just really appreciate. We can challenge Scott like that, and he'll come up with them. And so he also has been a good defender for us, early in the year. And Scott knows he's hit a little bit of a lull here, but I know down the stretch he's going to be there for us defensively, and that's going to really help us. His size and his toughness, the rebounding, the ruggedness, and then his ability to defend. So we're just really happy to have Scotty back with us. And I'm going to let you guys ask him a few questions, and I'm going to turn it over to Scott at this time. So we'll see you guys. We took care of the home court. We got those 3 in a row, and we're excited to go on the road again. So we'll see you guys up in Superior.
Yes, yeah. Keep